Hey everybody, I am Justin Vanderwind, and I am the creator and host of The Whole Life Solution. This isn't my very first video on the channel, but I realized I didn't do an actual introductory video, so I decided I'd go ahead and make an introductory video and talk to you a little bit about what The Whole Life Solution really is and what you can expect on both the blog as well as this YouTube channel as far as regular content is concerned. So, first of all, again, my name's Justin, and I am someone who has been a truth seeker my entire life. My journey really started with spirituality and wanting to understand what spirituality was all about, getting in tune with my inner spirit. And of course, I've done a lot of work there. I've read tons of books. I've been to a lot of teachers, seminars, workshops. And I was even initiated into a living lineage of realized sages, as they call them, of Kriya Yoga masters. I'm a practitioner of Kriya Yoga meditation, and I'm an adept student of A Course in Miracles. I just love that stuff. I love truth, and I found I have a real propensity for it. But also on my journey, I began to realize I had some internal blockages that were really keeping me stuck in my spiritual life as well as every other area of my life. So then I had to kind of turn my attention onto the world of emotional health and well-being. And after a lot of time and, trying to go to therapists and different healers and things, I discovered that I had actually grown up I knew I grew up in a broken home, but I actually grew up in a narcissistic, abusive home. And I struggled with something called complex PTSD as a result of it. So I really had to kind of, I was, working my spiritual path, but I also had to really do a lot of work in order to understand and then heal my complex PTSD. And, it was extremely difficult. It's still not, they say complex PTSD is not something that can be 100% healed from. But once you understand what the key developmental arrests are, you can, work on them consciously and really reduce your symptoms and your anxiety and panic attacks and stuff like that. And to learn how to, self-love, provide self-love for yourself and to regulate your emotions in general. And whenever you're having like an anxiety attack or panic attack or what they call emotional flashbacks, which is something we'll get into later if you're not familiar with that. So I'm really coming in here with the two core interests and areas of expertise of spirituality and emotional health and well-being, specifically as it relates to CPTSD and narcissistic abuse. As a narcissistic abuse survivor myself, it kind of gives me a unique insight into how these type of people actually work, rather than just, having a theoretical understanding from college or something like that. And then, of course, on top of that, I was just interested in personal development in general. I wanted to, well, how do we maximize joy in life, right? How do we maximize success? What are the best sciences for like physical health and well-being? What are the best diets? How do I strengthen my mind? For example, if the mind is sort of the foundation of everything in our lives, and everyone from advanced yogis to, successful business people all will mention the importance of the mind, the power of the mind, and specifically the importance of developing your mind and your ability to focus. I wanted to, figure out the best methods for that, and really the whole enchilada. I did study with Tony Robbins a little bit, so I feel like he and I are, there's people on the planet that he actually says we're like kindred souls, and I feel the same way. I'm not at that level of Tony Robbins, but it's a similar, I'm coming from a similar place as far as my drive and my hunger for personal development and understanding emotional health and well-being specifically, and understanding CPTSD as well as spirituality. So having said all that, with all the workshops I had been to and all the different teachers, both for emotional health and well-being and spirituality, I began to notice that, and especially with therapists, right, in the general mental health field, I began to notice that, there wasn't any place that really brought everything together, right? I mean, something like Tony Robbins sort of does, but even Tony was missing a lot of the more in-depth emotional healing, as well as spirituality. Like I wanted something that could really demystify what spirituality really is and give people tools to be able to experience. They say that the divine is within you. Well, in my mind, I want to just cut through all the dogma and religious superstition and just cut to the chase about what spirituality and religion is really saying, and create something that makes sense philosophically, as well as provide tools for people to be able to go in and experience that. And to put it simply, that's really what the science of yoga and meditation already does. It's sort of a scientific spirituality. For those of you who are familiar with Paramahamsa Yogananda and Kriya Yoga, that's right up my alley. I love all spiritual stuff, but the Kriya Yogis really talk about scientific spirituality, about making spirituality, and more importantly, experiencing the divine within, experiential. And so that's why I learned Kriya Yoga, and I can tell you it's exactly what they say. You can go in and experience that. So to sum it up, I really wanted to create. I wanted a program or some source that really bridged all the areas of our lives. Physical, mental, emotional, even financial, personal, social, and spiritual, all in one place to make it all make sense, see how it's all interconnected, so that people can really maximize their happiness and joy in life, as well as their success, no matter where they want to put their mental focus. So ultimately, I decided to put something together for myself based on my needs for someone who has to heal from CPTSD, and seeing how ineffective a lot of the modalities that the mental health field was using, and bringing in a lot of the stuff I learned from various teachers and guides and spiritual paths. And I created something that does exactly what I was looking for, and that's what the Whole Life Solution is. And so it's fundamentally a course, right? The course, a link for the course, it will be in the description below, where you can learn a little bit more about it, as well as access the course if you're interested in it. But I also will have a blog and a regular YouTube channel, as you can see here from this video, and bringing people regular content to help better their lives, to heal emotionally, to understand what the emotional self is, and how to get a handle, because when you have physical issues, it's a little easier to see and deal with, but emotional stuff can be real tricky because it's it's invisible, right? So, and that applies to spirituality as well. So I want to just bring what I've experienced and seen in my life and my path of growth to the table, in both a course, as well as regular content through a blog and this YouTube channel. So that's pretty much what the Whole Life Solution is. That's who I am and where I'm coming from in a nutshell. And so on the blog, which is at thewholelifesolution.com, and a link will be provided in the description for that as well, we'll be talking about, all things related to emotional health and well-being. In general, if you're someone who suffers from CPTSD, we'll be covering that. And, we'll be talking about different spiritualities and really demystifying a lot of this stuff and showing the harmony of all religions. I understand that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but I do think it's important to understand, the harmony of all religious paths. I do believe that there's truth in every religion. And how to just maximize your level of joy and success in every area of your life, even financially, socially, and to provide tools that are simple and really effective. Because again, I've been to a lot of these workshops. I'm not saying they're bad, but they are generally pretty expensive and really intense. I mean, I went to a lot of these not realizing I had CPTSD beforehand, and so it was for me, it's too much. I mean, to put it simply, I had too much trauma I was struggling with in order to go at that level of intensity, of vulnerability, and all the various exercises they had you do in such a short period of time. I was someone that needed to kind of scale it down and have something more gradual. And I also wanted to create something where people actually could heal completely on their own if they wanted to. There are, it's helpful to develop healthy relationships with other people, but for those with CPTSD and extreme trust issues, they may never get to a place where they're able to do that. And so I really wanted to create something for them as well as myself where they could heal in a real, genuine way all on their own if they wanted to. And of course, this is the foundation. What I put together with the Whole Life Solution is a foundation upon to which to build the rest of your life. So it's completely, customizable to you and what you are looking to accomplish in your life. Any modalities you might already know, any meditation techniques, it's completely adaptable to you. And that's what I wanted to create, and that's what I did put together here. So that's pretty much it. You can be on the lookout for regular updates via the blog as well as the YouTube channel weekly. You can sign up onto our email list at thewholelifesolution.com. Again, links will be in the description below. And you can access the course if you'd like. Certainly learn more about it. I made it as potent, as simple, and as accessible as possible. So you don't have to worry about spending thousands of dollars for things that don't even work, right? And so I'm really happy and I'm excited to be able to share this with you. It took a lot of time and work for me to put together, and it's finally all ready to go. And I'm really excited to be here sort of on the internet and contributing to the world of awareness, spirituality, as well as emotional health and well-being, and specifically to the growing awareness of what complex PTSD really is, and what narcissistic abuse really is. I've noticed there's a lot of great teachers and guides out there, and it's fantastic. It's a great time to be someone who's struggling with these things, because with the access to the internet and other people connecting with each other, although it's hard to have gone through, we can connect with a lot of people that have gone through the same thing. So be on the lookout for regular content. Oh, and by the way, sign up on our email list and you'll be given kind of a free video that shows you the secret to all happiness and success. And then you'll be kind of on our email list for regular updates, deals as they become available, promotions. And I have regular emails that go out with all kinds of insights and tools and tricks to help you in your life wherever you're looking to exceed in. So that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.